Good afternoon. Hope everybody's doing well. Big news today. Much to the chagrin of anyone who didn't think it was going to get done. I am one. I'm fair enough and honest enough to admit I did not see them making this signing. Okay? I did not. Dalvin Cook has been signed to the Dallas Cowboys, and I know I'm late. Okay? There's been a lot of people who have already posted their videos and put it up for everybody to see. Dalvin Cook is now part of the Dallas Cowboys practice squad. Not to be confused with the 53-man roster. Okay? Let's slow down. Let's recognize this guy is here. He's in the building. Okay? And we're happy. We're happy to have him. Okay? But recognize that he's on the practice squad. So what that means is they want to evaluate. They want to see what he's capable of getting out of this offense at a practice setting before putting him in the game. And it may be that he plays week one. We don't know that. Okay? Strength and endurance has to be on top. You have to make sure that even though you've got Zeke, you've got Deuce, you've got Lipke, you've got these guys there in the backfield that are going to be able to make plays. You've got a change of pace back as well. Zeke and Dalvin Cook back in 2018 were the top two running backs in the league. So you should very, very much be excited about the fact that you've got the number one and number two running back on the same team from 2018. However, a lot of people are going to tell you Dalvin Cook may not be the same guy. Last year, he really didn't get a lot of work with the Jets that showed he was at that capability level that he was in 2019, in 2020. Mike Zimmer's last year with the team was the same case for Dalvin Cook. Both of those guys left that franchise at the same time. Now, what that means is Mike Zimmer knows what Dalvin Cook likes, knows what Dalvin Cook doesn't like, knows how to approach Dalvin Cook, and possibly how to get the best out of Dalvin Cook, because Mike Zimmer got the best out of Dalvin Cook. So Mike McCarthy should really be leaning in on what Zimmer feels like they can do to help give Dalvin Cook the absolute best looks. He can catch in the outfield, so he can get open and he can catch the ball, which is great because Daks going to be looking for those guys. It's going to help stretch the field to give them some of those intermediate, short-range options up the middle and off to the side by the sidelines, especially when you think about you're down 4 points going into halftime. Dalvin Cook, Zeke, those two guys can catch in the backfield or in the outfield. They can actually make those plays on the sideline to get you the timeout without having to use your timeouts and get you the ball and possibly even get you the first down and move the yardage. So those are two guys that can absolutely do that. Deuce Vaughn is going to be your guy that should absolutely take advantage after Dalvin Cook or Zeke has bumped up the middle so many times and put the defense on notice that, hey, big guys are here and we're coming. Those short 3, 2, 4 yard gained by Zeke and by Dalvin Cook, it's going to soften up that defensive line. And then you've got CD, you've got Brandon Cooks, you've got Tolbert that are out there stretching the field. That's when you can get a guy like Deuce Vaughn to come in when it's 3rd and 2 and you give him the ball and all of a sudden, boom, it's a 48-yard run. And that's what you kind of want to see, right? And then you get into those, it's 3rd and goal on the 2-yard line. What are we going to do? Do we go to Zeke? Do we go to Dalvin Cook? You've got options there, so that's a good thing to have. The RPOs are going to be critical when you think about these two guys lining up with Dak under center for those RPO plays, fake handoffs, stuff like that. These guys are absolutely going to be able to do that and still roll out, block for the quarterback to get upfield to gain those 3 to 4 yards, as well as, hey, being a valuable option to pass the ball to get the first down. Those are going to be critical moments. You saw we didn't do so well in the playoff game against Green Bay, but that's what Green Bay was doing to you. They were softening up your defensive line, and they were getting those short burst yards to get them the first downs, so they would have another setting on 1st and 10 to go for the long ball or to do the deep threat passes or to take a chance with an RPO. That's what you want to have your offense be able to do and cater in the playoffs with enough versatile backs to be able to challenge any defensive line to give you the best option. So absolutely, that's a big thing. Jerry's all in. Let's just take a second and think about this, okay? Jerry's all-in play whenever the Green Bay game ended last year, and the guys came up to Jerry after the game and said, Jerry, what are you going to do to get your team over the hump? Is this an all-in phase? Are we now at the point where we could expect for you to start going all-in on the Cowboys offseason to get them ready for next season? He said, absolutely. I'm as all-in as all-in can be, basically, not verbatim. But that's what Jerry said. And everybody criticized him up until now. And there's still people out there, right, that are saying Jerry never really went all in. I challenge that theory. What if this is exactly what all in is to Jerry Jones? And you've heard him since then say, well, not everybody's all in is the same. My version of all in may be very different from your version of all in. Is that not what we're looking at right now here today? He went all in and he got his wide receivers contract done. Maybe not to the liking of the NFL or ESPN or Fox or anybody else, right? The fact of the matter is he got that contract done. He worked on it, he figured out a way, and he made it happen. So that's a big deal right there, getting CD done. Let's look at the fact that he's been determined to get the quarterback signed. There is absolutely no reason to believe that he is not working his butt off to get Dak Prescott's deal close to or done by the beginning of the season. Now, there's some comments being made that said that Jerry said, "Hey, you know what? I don't have any ambition to get this contract done before the start of the season." Now, what that could mean is, quite frankly, he doesn't care if it's a week before the season starts or if it's a month after the season starts. He plans on getting his quarterback done. And I think that just means that there's not an agreement on both mutual parties, being Dak and his agent and Stephen, Will McClay, Jerry Jones, and the Cowboys. So you have to think about two entities coming together to try to iron this thing out. It's going to have little things there that, may not necessarily be the same, may not be mutual. That doesn't mean that it's not going in the right direction. And I think everybody's smart enough to understand that. This deal is going to get done, and I stand firm on it. I believe it's going to be done before week 1. You've still got, 12 days, 13 days before the game? No. We've got, 9? What's today, Wednesday? Yeah, so, 10 days, 11 days left for it to get done. The fact is it will be done. I believe wholeheartedly that it will be done. It's there. If you look at what he's saying, all of the comments point toward he has the faith in getting it done, whether it be before the season or shortly thereafter, the beginning of the season. He's invested in rapid changes of motivation with the defense. If you think about bringing in Zimmer, a lot of people are saying, oh, well, it's only a 1-year contract. What does that really mean? It doesn't mean anything, okay? It means that he's not sure how this is going to work out, but he feels like he's invested a hell of a lot of money up to this point. Now he wants to see the return. And there's no shade there. I don't feel like he's like, hey, you know what, I'm signing you to a 1-year deal because if you don't get it done, I'm firing everybody. I absolutely don't believe that's what it is. I believe that it could very well be that Zimmer said, hey, look, I'll come and help you out for a year, and we'll see how it goes. If I like it, I'll stay. If I don't, I won't. This could very well be a Zimmer contract preference. Give me 1 year. Let me see what I can do. Zimmer may have actually really enjoyed his retirement, and this is kind of his last hurrah to say, you know what, I think I miss it enough that I could go back, but I don't really want to do a long-term deal because I don't know how much I miss it. Could very well be a fact. I'm just saying. I'm putting it out there. So be on the lookout for what that could possibly mean toward the end of the year. If you can tell Zimmer's tired or Zimmer looks like he's really not into it, then you could absolutely see a Zimmer say, I'm going to fully retire now. I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. The NFL takes it out of you, and you don't have to be a player to go through it. These coaches go through 365 days of it. At least the players get a few months where they get to just kind of decompress, right? Go take ice baths, go to Jamaica, go take a trip out to their hometown and visit with their friends and family, and not have to worry about it. These coaches, this is a year-round gig. When they're not actively playing in a season, as soon as that season is over with, they're letting players know what they appreciated about the season or what their concerns are for next season, especially their vets that they know are going to come back that are under contract. Hey, work on this in the off season, get yourself prepared for next season, and we'll go get them again. Making sure that everything at the facility is set up and ready to go for the next season. Taking down calendars, putting up calendars, going through the draft process of looking and evaluating talent with the scouting team, going and visiting some of these places to see what the scouts are seeing. Those are absolutely things that these coaches have to do, and it never stops. They're in the facilities. They're talking to the GMs and the owners, and they're going through these meetings to find out what we did wrong last year. What are we going to do? What's the plan going forward? How are we going to succeed? All of those things happen behind the scenes that you don't see. Mike McCarthy doesn't get 2 months off. That's not how this works. The time off thing is very, very different. As far as Zimmer's motivational skills, the way that he motivates players, it's different than Dan Quinn. You hear people talk about it with Micah Parsons, like, are you sure you can handle this type of a coach? He's more of a no-nonsense, no-tolerance type of a coach. He's going to come down on players. He's going to be a little bit more strict. Are you fully prepared to deal with that? I think Mike Zimmer's at that point where he doesn't really want to be that guy. He wants to be dependable. He wants to be, hey, get in, do your job, stay on task, and get it done. Where Dan Quinn was like, oh, you know what, no problem, pat him on the butt, we'll get him next time. Zimmer's not a pat you on the butt and tell you did good. If you didn't do good, he's not going to tell you did good. If you didn't do your job, he's not going to tell you good job. He's going to tell you, hey, this is where you failed. Now we have to pick up the slack. We have to figure this out. Get in. Put your nose to the grind and get it done. Like, let's put your head down and get back to work. Do what you know you're capable of doing. He demands excellence. He wants the best out of his players, and that's what he wants to get. So that's what he's coming in to do. Does that not sound like an all-in move from Jerry Jones? It absolutely does to me. Your version of all-in may be different than my version of all-in. CD's done. Dak's going to get done. Dalvin Cook is in the building as a practice squad player. They get 3 bump ups for the season. So to put that in terms, if, for instance, Zeke should have a arm situation on week 1, they could potentially say, hey, we're going to bring up Dalvin for the game. Zeke, you're going to go on IR, or you're just going to be kind of put off to the side. However they need to do that to make sure that they have that roster place, that's on them to figure out. But Dalvin Cook would come up, and then they would have the ability to determine if he's going to stay on the active roster or if he remains on the practice squad after the game. But you get 3 chances to bring a player up until you put them on active roster duty. So potentially you could see a backfield that looks more closer to no Lipke. You get Dalvin Cook, Zeke Elliott, and even Deuce Vaughn. Or maybe Deuce Vaughn is your guy that goes down to the practice squad and you keep your fullback, Hunter Lipke. So like I said, there's many different things that they could choose to do. They could choose to do either or with Zeke and Dalvin Cook. But these highlights that you're seeing on the screen, these are highlights from 2022. That's not that far ago. That's not that long ago. You see that he knows how to get upfield. He knows how to catch the ball. He knows how to make space in that offensive line and turn. His one-cuts are tremendous. He has a knack for getting to the first down marker even when he's catching the ball. So this is promise. This is really good. I think he has a very, very good way of handling the ball and taking care of the ball and doing what we would need him to do. The question is, can he stay upright? Can he stay healthy? And can he do it for an entire season for us at a high level? I don't think we get the 2022 version of Dalvin Cook, but if we can get something close to, I've always said this. The Dallas Cowboys are a place where players can go at the end of their career and absolutely resurge their career and get themselves another 4 years, when typically they go to another team and they may only get 2. So absolutely, this is a good pickup. This is a very, very big deal that you guys should be paying attention to. Watch the practice wire. Watch what they do. Watch how the moves are going the last week before the season. So next week is going to be pretty critical. Pay attention to practices and what you hear in the media. People that are at the practices, they're going to report this stuff back. Hey, Dalvin Cook didn't look too good. He looked a little soft. He looked a little sluggish. Those are absolutely things you want to pay attention to, because that's going to determine whether or not he actually has an active roster spot on week 1 or going forward. So we've tried a few things out. We've done a few things here in the past couple of days. I'd like for you guys to get down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. If this is something that you enjoy, I've had a couple of people tell me they really like the way that this is formatted, the way this is going. So continue to let me know. Keep contact with me in the comment section down below. Always make sure you like and subscribe. It helps me out with the algorithm, so I can start getting some more viewers in here. We're going to keep this thing going. I can't wait to get to the Cleveland game. I'm going to try some different things before then, so stay tuned to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one. I'm gone.